He taught them how to fight, but not for his own glory. Drona, the guru of royal heirs, forged young hands into weapons of war. But deep within his heart, a wound remained unhealed. A wound left by a friend, now seated on a throne. A friendship turned into rivalry, and his students, without even knowing it, became instruments to settle an old score. Stay till the end, for this is the story of a teacher who forged the greatest warriors of his time. The Mahabharata, Season 3, Episode 9, The Preceptor of Kuru Princes.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to support us and stay connected with more engaging videos.
Once upon a time, in the era of Dwapara Yuga, the third age of the world's cycle of yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, in which humanity shows its first significant decline in righteousness. An age where morality and immorality coexist equally and spirituality is deteriorating. In this age, Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, took birth to establish a Dharma, divine truth or justice. He taught humanity vital lessons to expand their consciousness. He taught about Dharma, responsibility, righteousness, devotion, the essence of life, and fulfilling responsibility, without concern to the outcome, emphasizing unselfish conduct. He played a very important role in this era, where the great epic of Mahabharata taken place.
Bhishma saw the princes entering adolescence and began searching for a great preceptor to train them in the science of military art and advanced weapons. One day, the heroic princes were playing ball outside of Hastinapura. They roamed the forest areas, absorbed in the ecstasy of young boys. When the ball fell into a well, they all tried their best to retrieve it, but found it impossible. Meanwhile, around the same time, a Brahmana appeared who had just finished his daily meditation. Seeing the princes unsuccessful in retrieving the ball, the Brahmana, whose name was Dronacharya, approached them. He was dressed in white robes and looked thin and effulgent due to his performance of austerity and sacrifice.
Shame on your Kshatriya strength. You are born in the dynasty of mighty Kuru, and you cannot recover this ball from the well? Witness the power of my weapons.
Drona slipped off his ring and dropped it into the dry well. The ring landed on the ball. Taking a handful of grass, he chanted some Vedic mantras, turning the blades of grass into arrows. He then pierced the ring and the ball simultaneously. Piercing one arrow after another, he made a chain of arrows that came up to the top of the well. He then pulled the ball out of the well as the boys stood watching, struck with wonder. The boys offered their obeisance to the Brahmana and inquired from him,
"O mighty Brahmin, no one possesses such great skill. Please reveal your identity and how we may render service to you."
Go to Bhishma and describe my likeness and what you have just seen. He will tell you who I am.
The boys ran to Bhishma and explained to him everything that had happened. Bhishma smiled and exclaimed,
"This is Drona!"
He then went out of the city to receive the elevated Brahmana. Bhishma brought him into the palace and in private inquired from him,
Noble Brahmana, please let us know the reason for your arrival in Hastinapura.
In my childhood and younger years, I lived in the ashrama of my father, along with the Panchala prince, Drupada. We made a close friendship and were always looking after each other. He always told me that he was the favorite of his father, and that one day he would inherit the kingdom. Because we were close friends, he promised me that someday half his kingdom would be mine. After he finished his studies, he left for his own kingdom. In time, I married Kripi, the daughter of the sage Gautama, and begot a son named Ashvathama. Because of poverty, I could not even feed my son milk, and therefore I went to the kingdom of the Panchalas to see my old friend, Drupada. When I entered the royal court, I greeted him joyfully. "O tiger among men, it is Drona, your old friend." Drupada was angered and derided me, saying,
"You are certainly senseless, because you, a poor Brahmana, are addressing me as your friend. My former friendship with you was for a particular reason. One of impure birth can never be a friend to one who is born of a high caste. Friendships can only exist between persons of equal rank. There cannot be friendship between the rich and the poor, or between a coward and a hero. Oh, poor Brahmana. Great kings can never have friendships with poor and luckless fellows. I do not remember ever promising half my kingdom. I will, however, give you food and shelter for one night."
Unable to tolerate his abusive words, I quickly left his kingdom with a vow to win half his possessions. I have now desire to train competent students who can conquer the pride of this arrogant king. I have received all the celestial weapons from Parashurama, the annihilator of the Kshatriyas. Because I am a Brahmana, he taught me the complete science of warfare.
After Drona had explained his purpose, Bhishma humbly implored him,
String your bow, O great Brahmana, and take the Kuru princes as your disciples.
When Drona had been appointed the martial preceptor of the princes of Hastinapura, Bhishma gave him a suitable home that was furnished with all opulence.
After Drona had been properly situated, he soon began to train the young princes. Drona taught the sons of Pandu and the sons of Dhritarashtra the use of many weapons, both human and celestial. Although the instruction given to them was the same, still Arjuna, the third son of Pandu, excelled all students. His lightness of hand and skill were beyond compare. Arjuna became very faithful to Drona and always stayed by his side. One day Drona gave to each of his students a narrow-mouthed vessel to fill with water. However, he gave to his own son, Ashvathama, a wide-mouthed vessel so by filling it quickly, he could return to his father and receive special instructions. Arjuna came to know of this, and filling his vessel by means of the Varuna Astra, a celestial mantra that could produce water on the battlefield, he would come to the preceptor at the same time as Ashvathama. Arjuna's allegiance and his strong appetite to learn won the heart of Drona. It soon became evident to everyone that Arjuna was the preceptor's favorite disciple. One day Drona told his cook,
"Never serve Arjuna food in the dark, nor tell him that I have given this order."
However, one night Arjuna was taking food in his tent by candlelight, and suddenly a turbulent wind rose, blowing out the candle. Arjuna continued to eat, although it was dark, and while he was eating, he thought,
If I can eat in the dark, why can't I practice archery in the dark?
Thus he began training at night, and hearing the twang of Arjuna's bow, Drona came to him and embraced him lovingly.
"You are my foremost disciple, and I give you the benediction that none could equal you in archery skill. You will become the greatest warrior the world ever known. You are the jewel of Bharata race."
Thereafter, Drona began to teach Arjuna the art of fighting from a horse, from the back of an elephant, on a chariot, and on the ground. He instructed him how to fight with the mace, sword, javelin, and the dart. He trained him how to use many weapons at one time and how to fight with many men at one time. One day Drona, the great martial guru, called his disciples together to test their comparative excellence in the use of arms. He had placed an artificial bird on a treetop as the proposed target. He then commanded his students,
Take up your bows aiming at the bird in the tree. You have to hit the arrow exactly in its eye. Are you ready?
Everyone nodded. Drona then called for Yudhishthira and inquired,
Do you see the bird at the top of the tree?
Yes, I do.
Do you see anything else?
I see the tree, myself, my brothers, and the bird.
Drona was not pleased and ordered,
Stand aside. You are not fit to strike the target.
Drona then repeated the experiment with Duryodhana and the other sons of Dhritarashtra, and the result was the same. He ordered them all to stand aside. When everyone had failed, Drona called for Arjuna. He commanded him,
Fix your arrow to your bow and await my order. When I say so, shoot the arrow at the bird's eye.
He then asked him,
Do you see the bird in the tree?
I only see the eye of the bird.
Drona again inquired,
O Dhananjaya, what else do you see? Do you see the tree, your brothers, or me?
I only see the eye of the bird.
With his hair standing on end out of ecstasy, Drona ordered,
Release your arrow.
Instantly, Arjuna released his arrow and severed the eye of the false bird. Drona immediately embraced Arjuna to his chest, considering Drupada already defeated in battle. On another day, Drona called for Yudhishthira and Duryodhana and ordered them,
My dear Yudhishthira, please follow my instructions. Go among the citizens and find someone who has some faults. When you have found that person, bring him to me.
Drona then requested Duryodhana,
Go among the citizens and find someone who is superior in quality to you. When you find that person, bring him to me.
Both the students then left, and Drona returned to his quarters. At the end of the day, Duryodhana returned to his teacher and informed him,
O my teacher, I have searched the kingdom for a person who is superior in quality to me, but I have not found anyone. Having concluded my inspection, I have returned to your presence.
Drona then dismissed Duryodhana. When the sun had set on the horizon, Yudhishthira arrived and offered obeisance to his great guru. Drona then inquired,
Have you found someone of inferior quality?
I have searched all day, but I could not find anyone. However, toward the end of the day, I saw a Vaishya man drawing water from a well. And since it was fasting day, I thought to bring him to you. Just as I was about to arrest him, I saw that he fed the water to his animals. Therefore, I have not found anyone with inferior qualities, but I have brought myself for fault finding with others.
Drona then dismissed Yudhishthira and reflected on the qualities of the two princes. He concluded that Yudhishthira was the personification of humility and fit to rule the people, whereas Duryodhana was too proud to be a pious king and would ultimately ruin the Kuru dynasty. On another day, Drona and his disciples went to the Ganges to bathe in the sacred waters. When Drona had entered the river, an alligator seized him by the thigh. Although capable of killing the alligator, he called to his students,
Please kill this animal and rescue me.
Instantly, Arjuna released 5 arrows that struck the alligator and killed it. This happened so fast that the others stood looking dumbfounded. The alligator released Drona and died within the waters.
When Drona emerged from the river, he embraced Arjuna and said,
O best of all warriors, I award you the Brahmastra weapon, which is the most powerful of all astras, celestial weapons. It can never be used against an inferior opponent, or it will destroy the whole universe. This weapon has no equal in the 3 worlds. Keep it with great care and use it only against an enemy who is equal to or greater than you.
Drona then taught the mantras for this weapon to his disciple, and Arjuna received them with great respect. He then pronounced blessings upon Arjuna.
There will never be an archer greater than yourself. You will never be defeated by any enemy, and your achievements will be recorded in the history of the world.
Thus Drona continued to instruct the sons of Pandu and the sons of Dhritarashtra. When Drona felt he had given sufficient instructions to all them, he informed Bhishma that he would soon collect his dakshina, student payment, from all whom he had trained.
In the next episode, a young warrior aspired to learn archery from renowned guru. He was not a highborn prince, just a lower classes warrior, an unknown bowman with exceptional talent who could excel even the best of Kuru princes. Who was this unknown archer? Do not miss the next episode to uncover it. Let us continue to embark on a journey through time to explore the origins of this timeless epic. The story of mankind, the story of Dharma.
Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in sinfulness, O descendant of Mahabharata, at that time I manifest myself on earth to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear on this earth, age after age. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. All the best among warriors fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gains, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility, in this way you will never incur sins.